This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
Welcome to the Barbados Today Afternoon Update for Thursday, March 12th. I'm Fenella Wedderburn. Good afternoon. Our top story. The widow of late Prime Minister David Thompson should resign from her parliamentary seat in light of the CLICO Judicial Manager's report. So says political scientist Peter Wickham, who believes that such a move would be in the best interest of the St. John MP, Mara Thompson, and that of her family. Wickham says there's a clear indication that the ongoing CLICO debacle will become very messy, especially with the information contained in the report pertaining to the late Prime Minister and his involvement in the collapsed insurance company.
Don't take it as a suggestion that I am making that the information is a sufficient indictment to cause a resignation. I'm just saying that from my perspective, in her own interest, if I were her, I would, or if I were to advise her, I would, because it's really clear when you read the contents of that document that the situation is going to become very messy, and I think that the opposition will have no alternative but to go after her.
Meantime, there is a view that Barbados' second Prime Minister, Tom Adams, would be distressed about the state of the country's affairs. It comes from former cabinet colleague Sir Richard Cheltenham as the country observed the 30th anniversary of Adams's death yesterday. Sir Richard says based on the high standards set by the former Prime Minister, he would be dismayed at what is going on in the Barbadian society at all levels.
Tom was a man who set himself very high standards, and he would be appalled and distressed to see what is going on in the country generally at every level, because it's not only at the level of politics that we are seeing a lot of mediocrity, but generally in every area of national life. And I think he would be absolutely distressed.
In other news, violence in schools is not a major problem in Barbados. That's according to the findings of a survey conducted in 15 of the island's 22 secondary schools. President of the Barbados Association of Principals of Public Secondary Schools, Via Paris, who revealed the data at a seminar yesterday, acknowledged there was a degree of violence, but there are no war zones at large in schools. He said the survey showed that vicious fights without weapons rarely occurred in 46.7% of schools. In 3 cases, it occurred occasionally, and in 1 case, it happened often. Paris also pointed out that group fighting was rare, with only 1 school indicating that it happened often. With respect to physical attacks on staff, 10 schools said it hardly happened, while 5 said it never happened. Incidents of sexual assault is also virtually non-existent, with only 2 schools reporting that it happened occasionally. Meantime, new St. George Secondary School principal Sonja Goodrich is on a quest to change the institution's image, and she's banking on the agricultural initiative Skills for the Future project to accomplish her task. Her comments came as officials from the Inter-American Development Bank and the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology and Innovation got a first-hand look at the results achieved so far from a $60,000 IDB grant for the project during a tour yesterday.
And I think it is important that we see the school as what we intend it to be. And certainly the direction it's going, which is going to be the agricultural mecca for Barbados. It certainly will be the school when we are through that everybody will want to come to if they're in any way interested in agriculture. The agricultural project is one way that we can showcase what is happening here. We have students who are generally not seen by persons in society as the best. That's the perception out there. I want to dispel that myth though. Inside is completely different from outside, and therefore my mission this year and going forward is to change the image. That's what we're actually working on. And therefore, this project is very good, a good one for us to actually help to change that image.
The project is the brainchild of the school's head of department, Stephen Probles, who has big plans for the students in the science department.
Under the grant, we're looking to construct a 500 square foot poultry pen for broiler production, which we've already started. But we're having the construction done with the input of the students. So it will not be a case where it will say the pen can start and finish in 3 weeks, because we're hiring carpenters. The mason work was done with the masonry skills. The carpentry is being done with the carpentry class, as well as the agricultural school to work class, who have merged to construct the facilities.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
In news from the region, after a 4-year lobby, public service workers in Trinidad and Tobago are finally getting a pay increase. Their bargaining agent, the Public Service Association, was able to secure a 14% increase in salaries with the government's chief negotiator. We get more in this TV6 News report.
Mr. Duke emerged from the negotiations with sounds of victory. After previous offers by the CPO ranging between 6 and 13%, the PSA was able to bargain for more.
And so in the spirit of those who said 5-1, we went around the table again and we push and we push and we push. And we have been able to now settle at a 14%. Folks, it is the highest offer that has ever been given to any public servant or any public sector within Trinidad and Tobago within this period, the highest.
Further afield, a new wave of violence hits Ferguson, Missouri, as unknown gunmen shot 2 officers. The incident came as protesters hit the streets following the resignation of the police chief. A manhunt is now underway for those responsible. More in this CNN report.
A night of protests in Ferguson winding down when shots rang out.
Acknowledgement 9 months ago would have kept that from happening.
Witnesses report hearing multiple shots and seeing one officer down.
Bullets were really right past my head. It was kind of traumatic. I'm still kind of in shock because of it.
The injuries are serious. One St. Louis County officer was shot in the shoulder. Another officer, a Webster Groves officer, shot in the face.
These police officers were standing there and they were shot just because they were police officers.
Earlier, police drew their guns during a scuffle between protesters, police making multiple arrests.
That's our Barbados Today afternoon updates, but we will be back again this evening. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 online TV, as well as Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Frenella Wedderburn. Have a wonderful day.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? #sexy.